We are continuing to learn about the elements of art. Today, you will be learning about space. On a 3x5 note card or larger, please write the definition of space. On the top of the note card, list the word space, then below it, write the definition. The distances of areas around, between, and within the different components of an artwork. Space is often used to create the illusion of depth within an artwork. Although space can be demonstrated and represented in many different ways throughout an artwork, today we are going to focus on creating space by using key components such as overlapping, variation, and continuation. Please list those words below the definition of space and provide drawn examples of each one. Overlapping is when one shape or object appears to be on top of the other. Variation is when you use small, medium, and large sizes of different shapes and objects within your artwork. Continuation is when a shape or image appears to be falling off the side of the paper. Flip your note card over to the blank side. Using a pencil and some loose change, draw 3 circles on the paper. Make sure the circles are floating and are not touching one another. If you don't have loose change lying around, find something similar in size that you can trace. For example, the cap from a water bottle would work really well for this step. Next, draw a dot near the center of the artwork. From there, using a ruler, draw 10 lines from the center dot to the edge of the paper. The dot itself does not have to be exactly in the middle of the paper. When you're drawing your lines, avoid drawing through the circles. Please be careful with this step, as it must be exactly 10 lines. Continue to draw and embellish your design. Create 3-dimensional spheres from each circle shape. Draw a vertical line in the center of the circle and work your way out. Notice how all the lines meet at the top and bottom of the circle. Repeat the same process, but this time place the lines horizontally. Notice how they now meet on the left and right sides of the circle. Be sure to complete this step for every circle within your design. Draw an optical illusion design in the background. This is done by using a combination of rainbows and hues throughout the design. Start by adding in arching rainbows every other section. I suggest turning the paper as you go to make this process easier for yourself. Continue to fill in the remaining portion of the optical illusion design in the background, this time using a U-shaped pattern within the remaining sections. Make sure that everything is aligning with one another from section to section. This will add to the optical illusion and create even more depth and space within your overall design. Using a black ultra-fine tip Sharpie marker, trace the entire design. Take your time and be neat with this step. Erase away any remaining pencil, cleaning up the image. Fill in each sphere with a black and white checkerboard pattern. This is important as it keeps the spheres neutral, since we will be coloring in the background later. I recommend continuing to use the ultra fine tip black Sharpie marker for this step. That way you can get in the smaller sections easily and keep things neat. Using assorted colored pencils, color in the background. You must use at least one color in the background. In my example, I used many, as I thought it created more visual interest. Within each section, be sure to include varied pressure. Pushing very hard with your pencil, start at the outer edge of each section. Then, as you approach the center of the section, gradually soften the pressure, pushing lighter and lighter with your pencil. If you look closely at my example, I decided to leave the center of each section blank. I did not color at all on the middle portion, leaving plain white paper. This helps create even more depth and the illusion of space within the background of my design. Finally, finish off the design by adding a cast shadow around each sphere. Use a regular pencil for this step and simply place the shadow on the side of the sphere that is closest to the central dot. You may also consider using your finger to smudge and soften the shadow as you go. This is an optional step and will help to create and enhance the illusion of space within your design. Once you have completed your artwork, please publish a photo to Artsonia under the Elements of Art project. Then, mark the assignment as turned in within Google Classroom.